Well, good morning, everybody. We'll get started. Thank you for taking time to be with us this morning. Really exciting morning, and everybody that's behind me, we never, ever talk enough about the purity of the public servants that serve in the unicameral and the incredible, tireless work. Before this happened to me and my family, we've worked hard, but these last 5 months have been incredibly intense. The incredible amount of work that everybody does, incredibly grateful, and need to make sure all Nebraskans recognize that. The two things we just spoke about that all Nebraskans agree 100% on, that our kids are our future and we never ever give up on a kid. This body has supported that immensely. And the second is Nebraska, we're fiscal conservatives, and we have gotten out of the game in competing with our neighbors that our tax policy is severely flawed. The signings today are historic tax cuts that Nebraskans deserve and are incredible need so that we get in the game. The two bills, LB243 and LB754, truly are transformational. These bills provide billions, I like to call it bushel baskets and bushel baskets and bushel baskets of property tax relief, business income tax relief, and personal income tax relief for businesses, farmers, ranchers, and all Nebraskans across our state. LB 243 provides true property tax relief. We've said it forever. Our property tax system in Nebraska is so broken, you don't even need to own property to be adversely affected. LB 243 contains multiple provisions that will have a substantial impact to our taxpayers. The bill produces a cap on property tax by asking of local school districts. With the passage of 243, local school districts are allowed to increase their property tax request by 3% cap every year. Also, this legislation increases the annual amount of money in the property tax credit by $270 million over 8 years, starting with $50 million next year in 2024. And finally, LB 243 will remove community colleges from collecting property taxes, resulting in immediate property tax relief of $179 million beginning in 2025. Having the state get involved, because as I've said, and thank you for the folks in the community college system being here, our community college system is incredibly important to make sure no kid falls behind, that we have an explosion of trade school so that where the kids are not getting further skill set developments. It's key to growing our economy. It's key to having thriving middle-class communities. Your work's tireless, and it's going to be really critical that we do well. And overall, LB 243 property tax will cut property taxes for all business owners, farmers, and ranchers to the tune of $2.4 billion in property tax relief. LB 574 provides historic business and personal income tax relief. This is the largest income tax cut in our state's history. Think of that, folks. That's a big deal. That'll be 3.99% at 2027. The only thing I'm ticked off about is that I was at 3.98, darn it, but we'll take it. These cuts, they don't put us in the top 10, but we go from the bottom half of the states, we get in the top 15. That means that we start competing. That means that our kids stay here. That means that our grandparents don't run away. LB 754 also eliminates our state tax on Social Security income. I think that's the other thing all Nebraskans agree on, that when we find out that we've been taxing our seniors on their Social Security income, all of us put our hands up and say, what the heck? That ends next year. Can't thank everybody enough for that. So make sure that all the seniors understand that that goes away next year. And finally, LB 754 provides tax credits to families with children under 5 children under 5 who are enrolled in licensed childcare or preschool. These credits will help lift the burden of many of our families that have experienced from increasing childcare costs, and that's a big deal. So for far too long, our tax policy from the river to Harrison has impacted families. I think it's an incredibly big day for the state and for all Nebraskans. I can't express my gratitude enough to all of my partners behind me, and I'd like to a couple people that have put incredible work into tax policy, Senator Breezy, Senator Linehan, and Senator Bostar. So Senator Breezy, thanks for all your tireless work for 7 years, and thanks for being here this morning. Congratulations. We'll go ahead and sign and make it official and then take questions. LB754 is law. I had a hard time numbers.
I understand that.
LB243 is law. Any questions?
Senator Breezy mentioned that this is not the end, there's more to come. What other kinds of tax measures were you interested in seeing in the future?
Well, great question. Obviously, we have to compete in Nebraska. Landscape's changing all across the country. We're not the only state that has bushel baskets and bushel baskets of money and making historic things change. We've got to stay in the game. Obviously, property tax, we're just getting started. Our property taxes, we have a lifetime annuity plan with the way they're valued. We're going to be going to work really hard and making sure that we have something to bring forward. We have to change how properties valuated in the state. It's got to take place. That's going to be a lot of hard work, but the time is now. Obviously, 3.99 is good, but we're going to grow this economy. This is the greatest place in the world to live, and we just need to make sure we have tax policy that competes with anybody. All things are on deck.
There have been attempts in the past to substitute state revenues for property taxes, notably in 1967 when they created the income and sales tax, 1990 when they passed LB243. In both of those cases, property taxes went down for a little while and then they resumed their climb. Why is it going to be different this time?
Well, because I think that maybe we learned from history a little bit, and the fundamental problem with property taxes is how the valuation takes place. When inflation keeps going up, levies, people are totally misled that, hey, the levy's capped and your property taxes aren't going up. When your house increases by valuation of $100,000, you're writing a bigger property tax check. That has to stop. We have to change how the valuation is, and we'll together we can. Jim Pillen can't solve anything. Our team can't solve anything alone, but all of us together, we will. And we have to for Nebraska.
You can value ag land on income producing potential, but how do you address the problem that homeowners have?
We're not going to get into specifics today, but we have to change the valuation process in Nebraska because as everything keeps escalating, we just keep, we have homeowners that own homes that can't afford to stay in their home, lifetime in their home, can't afford to stay in their home because the property tax keeps getting escalated. So there's plans, there's other models out and around, and we'll be working on that. So, we can bring it to Nebraska, and then it goes with being fiscally conservative. Could not be more proud of the unicameral this year saying no to lots and lots and lots of spending. Nebraskans are focused on what's needed. That's the one thing I have 100% belief in. We all do. When there's needs in Nebraskans, every Nebraskan steps up. But we're very pragmatic. We're not into nice stuff. We're into what's needed. Yes.
Governor, you talk about billions and billions of dollars, which is true now, but projections show that with these tax cuts and the other kinds of things that the legislature is doing, there will not be billions and billions in the coming
Well, I think that what's really important, again, is we all have to be fiscally responsible. We're going to be running state government like a business. We're going to be doing more with less. We're going to be providing more services with less costs. There's opportunities everywhere to roll up our sleeves. And I have been humbled and overwhelmed at how many extraordinary public servants we have across state government. We just need to provide more leadership from a business perspective and find our constraints and make sure that we improve services but cut our costs. We have to get in the game, and we know we can, and we will. Anything else? Well, thank you all for being here. Thanks for the historic day. Congratulations, everyone.